Hello everyone, welcome. If you're new, welcome to the Divine Diva universe. So this is not usually how we do the videos, but I was very inspired today. Oops, sorry, that's my tea, that's my matcha. So I'm very inspired today because I actually had this thought on my head and I'm really like, oh my god, let me share this with you all because I think I never shared this, or I'm sure I have maybe in past videos, but today I just want to talk about beware of friendships and people that hate on you. Like, when you are a baddie, when you are a woman who is beautiful, you have magnetic energy, you have your light, you're you, people will be hating on you, people will be acting weird, people will try to attack you in many different ways. And this is something that I have experienced because of the friendships that I had. I used to have a lot of friends when in my teenage years, and I went through different group of friendships, and because of those experiences I've got to learn so much. And of course there was times that I was just super naive because these women be friending you, to hate on you, to keep an eye on you, to watch you, and then they attack you. And it's so interesting how these things happen because, you know, of course at that time I didn't notice it because I didn't know. Even though, you know, when your mom always tells you like, you know, your friend is a hater, and you're like, no, she's not a hater, yada yada yada. And then years go by and you realize, oh my god, she was right, she was a hater all along. And I say that because if you like, I'm the type of girl, I love women. I love women. I love female friendships. I love women in general. So I have no hate toward women. I believe that we should all be helping each other go to the next level, and it should be a community. But the thing is, there is so much competition and hate in that space. And it's so interesting because if you're someone, you go into it without any knowledge of this, bitches can really, these birds, you know, because we on YouTube, these birds can really try you, and they will try you many different ways. Hold on. Yes, y'all. So they will do it in many different ways, and because of the experiences that I had, I can share so many of these things with y'all. So excuse me if this can sound all over the place, but I've analyzed this over the course of the past 5 years that I have been celibate, that I have time to sit back and reflect, you know. I'm like, oh my god, these birds be crazy, you know. They really be freaking crazy. I had this quote unquote friend once, my best friend. She would be friends with all these other people, right? And she became friends with this specific girl of and this girl knew who I was, and she became my friend just because his boyfriend had a crush on me, and once told her that he considers me very beautiful, like I'm very beautiful. And you know, I understand now why, where she was coming from with that, because this is something that she told me the stories in a few different ways. First, it was outside, they were outside, all the boys were talking, and she was there and she was co-listening that they were saying that I'm very beautiful. And then she will also tell me this other scenario where after they had the relationship, he was once scrolling on his Facebook and showed her a picture of me and tell her she's so beautiful, blah blah blah. So she became my friend, and the only reason she became my friend was to see if I would ever hook up with his guy. with his boyfriend, his baby daddy. Every time that I remember that, I'm like, I'm gassed, because it's like, it is so crazy to me that she thought that a girl like me would want his baby daddy. Like, are you crazy? But I understand that where that comes from, because if you're gonna have a man who's constantly showing you how other girls are prettier or more beautiful than you, of course that's gonna create some sort of insecurity. And you know what's the thing, that when a woman, like, when a woman, there is so much competition in that sphere, that the thing is, it's not like men, when men compete, it's more like strength. They compete because of who's stronger, you know, all of these things. Women, when they compete, it's like psychological. They do all of these psychological attacks, and oh my god, I went through so many. And because I'm someone very nonchalant, and I'm very like, girl, I don't give a fuck, like, I really don't care, because it's like, in that time for me, it was like, all of this is temporary, so I really don't care, and in a few years none of you will matter, because I won't be even here. That was like my mindset, because I knew that I was going abroad. So let me sip of my matcha gear. I moved very nonchalant, and I was very like, whatever. And I did, like, she would tell me these things while we were doing our makeup or getting ready to go, or just having girls conversation, and I'd just be laughing. And I'd just be laughing and be telling her, no, you know, you're crazy, I would never, like, are you fucking crazy? That's so like, and of course not, like, we're having conversation. Do you think I am gonna, like, care to make out with your men when we're friends? Are you crazy? I have integrity, bitch. I respect myself. And if you're someone who does that, that's okay. There is nothing wrong with that, you know. That do you, boo. But for me, we don't do that over here. I don't stand for that, you know. So the thing is that yeah, she became my friend because of that. And when she became my friend, you know, in the beginning, it was all about like, oh my god, getting to know each other, and having like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, oh, how do you do this, all the makeup. Like, I inspired the bitches, I inspired the birds, and I was doing all their makeup, helping all of them be more beautiful, be more confident, and all of these things. So it was almost like they were inspired by me, and they wanted to be like me, because I'm the type of girl, I love doing makeup, and all this thing, right? So they will first be inspired by you, and then they will try to be your friend, which happened to her. She became my friend because she was friend with my best friend at the time, and that is the only way I would have become friends with someone like that, because otherwise I wouldn't care to have a relationship with someone like that, because it's like, you know, it's crazy. So yeah, we became close and whatever, and in the beginning it was like she was all inspired. Then, you know, it's funny how it goes, because they will be so inspired in the beginning and be all about it, be all in your business. They want to know everything about you, they want to know everything that you do, your process, all of your things, right? They want to try to be like you. And at some point I didn't care, because I was like, you know, this is what friendships do. We help each other become better, we inspire each other, we tell each other our tips and tricks, all of these, right? Y'all, as you know, friendships, there are so many, like, also it's an emotional thing, in the sense of like, there are so many things going on, and you may perceive things the wrong way, and then it can become a whole drama and all of these things, right? So one of the things that happened is that there was a whole situation, a drama, and I was the bad guy, I was the villain in this situation. I was also the victim. I was the one that they were talking bad about, and that I was the problem, quote unquote. And during this space when I was the problem, this was the perfect opportunity for this person to attack me and tell me how they actually felt about me. And I remember this situation was with my best friend, so but she wouldn't tell me directly because she's not someone like that. She always tries to keep the balance, such a Libra thing. But her other friends who she would talk to about me would be angry, and they would, they would take that as an opportunity to, do their stuff. And they would tell me all of these things, specifically these two. And for such a long time, at that time, I was thinking like I was the problem, when in reality, these girls always had a problem with me. They always hated on me low-key. The problem is they never wanted to show me in the beginning, because they was waiting for the perfect opportunity for them to then have a problem with you, to then later tell you how they really feel, because they're haters. And the thing about the haters is they move funny. First they will try to, they are the core thing about the hater is it's a deep desire, but instead of using that as inspiration, it goes into the wrong hole, the hate, the envy, the jealousy hole. It goes into that direction. So when it goes into that direction, a lot of the times they would, it's so funny how it happens, because they will try to be your friend, they will try to learn all these things about you, and then as soon as they have an opportunity to attack you or bash you, they will tell you exactly how they feel about you and all of these horrible things. It's like they will try to break you. And when this was happened to me, of course they will break me and I will feel very bad, but then I will be over it. And now I come to realize that, well, not now, but a long time ago, I'm just sharing with y'all, is that these people, they always had a problem. And these are the type of people that they are so deeply insecure, or they so deeply don't believe in themselves or in what it is possible for them, that when they see someone else have it, they hate. That is because of it. Truthfully, it reflects back how they actually feel about themselves, what they actually think about themselves, what are their insecurities and what are their fears. It actually reveals that. And because when you sit back and you reverse engineer all of this, you realize that this comes from a deep, deep space of wound. And sometimes these girls be doing this attack and they don't even know that they're doing it. It's such a psychological mechanism thing that as a woman we have evolutionized through, because this is something that women do. They attack each other. And like even in the movie Bridgerton, if y'all see the movie, now the series, I think it was in the second episode, in the first episode, where Daphne was handed by his brother to the professor, to the old man, and then the mom went to have tea. The mom went to have tea to his mom's face, and of course the ladies that work, I forgot how they did excuse me for using this name, but the servants, they were gossiping in the kitchen and learning about all this information. And then what they did is they spread this information. It came to the ears of Lady Whistledown, and everybody knew about the behaviors and the integrity of this man, and eventually he was cancelled and he was taken off the town, right? He went away. But that, I share that example because that shows how women use gossip, word to word, psychological things to attack. And not only to attack, because in this case it wasn't to attack, it was to protect. But in other cases, like my example with these friendships, they use it to attack. So this is something that was heavy on my mind, and I really wanted to share it with y'all, because you have to be careful with these type of friendship or these type of people. It's something that can happen in any situation, in business, in work, in relationship, personal relationship, friendship, in everything. Like another example that I see, that I also take from, is Nicki Minaj. Like, she also goes through this as an artist in the industry, and this is something that the industry, the business side of the industry, does with her. Of course, I'm not gonna go into detail and debate, because this is a whole conversation for another video, but it's also an example of how someone, you will first see all these new girls try to collaborate with her, then they attack her, then try to make her look like she is the problem, and then they go their way to try to continue music, and then they don't grow, or it doesn't benefit them on the long run, and later they regret it. But it's like, because of the jealousy, it's because of the hate, because you decide to move with that jealousy and hate instead of being inspired. And I'm gonna link my previous video where I talk about this a bit, where I went on a rant in that video, but there is a valuable lesson in that video, and I want you to use that also with the lesson that I'm sharing in this video, of being aware of these psychological traits. It's not only psychological, but these are like, you gotta read people's intention and see their behavior. And this is something, like, just by observing my friends' behavior and their intention, like even when she was telling me that story of her boyfriend showing her the picture of me on Facebook and all of this is why I was not on Facebook. I just recently opened my Facebook. I have not been on Facebook for like 10 years, because girl, the trauma on the Facebook trauma is real. But when she was telling me that story, I could see the disappointment, the hate, and feeling undervalued, and I felt bad for her for a moment. That's why I was telling her I would never whatever. But I also felt the jealousy. So it's all about perspective. I share all of this because it's all about the perspective. And don't let these situations stop you from viewing friendships or women differently, you know, because I had a lot of these type of experience, but I'm still so open to relationships and friendship. I still have multiple friends and best friends later on, so I'm just grateful to have had this experience, because at the end it all gives you discernment to see people, because it all goes back to certain patterns behavior. It's very cyclical. They always use the same technique, but it can look different because of the steps that they take or the way that they use it, because the thing about technique is everyone applies it differently. So that is my little video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Get ready with, well, it wasn't a get ready with me, because I'm not teaching you about how to get ready, but it's just more about the lessons and you know, the little nuggets that we can take out of these experiences that we go through. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.